Controlling claim costs in this environment, which is a depressed energy industry with layoffs that come along with depressed oil prices, you've got less people doing the job of, what took 100 people to do is now being done by 30. And those 30 people don't have time to do everything that they need to do. But I think if you give the big picture and you let your business partners know that if these things don't get done, you make a bad situation worse. So if you're talking about managing claim costs, it's all about communication, making sure that the employer understands the necessity of prompt reporting of claims, prompt investigation while everyone's memories are fresh, witnesses, and that you get the information that the adjuster needs to do their very best for you, then that's paramount to a successful program. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, any excuse about getting away from that is not going to lead in good outcomes. And on the other side of the coin, the adjusters, they're pinched for time too. It's never been a more difficult time to be an adjuster than it is today. And they have a lot of demands on their plate too. So the onus on communication is a two-way street.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Maybe the only thing I'd add specific to workers' compensation claims costs would be ensuring you have a focus on medical. Because if you look at statistical data, and I entered this industry 20 years ago, and medical was about 40% of the claim cost. It's projected in 19 to be nearly 70% of a claims cost. Mm-hmm. And so the focus on addressing medical appropriately, particularly in the pharmacy area where that really has skyrocketed as well, narcotic use, opiates. You really need to make sure that you're doing everything you can to return people to health so that they can return to work. And medical management is going to be a key. Integrating that with the claim process is going to be key.
Are we partnering? Is the service provider partnering with the risk manager to truly understand what the overall goal is? And if that's clear and it disseminates down to the lowest level up to the highest level of what their part in achieving that goal is, then you're going to be much more focused and you can have a down and dirty response that's much more productive than flowing and everyone having an assumption of what the goal is.
Business, and this will never change, business is about relationships. And people do business with people they trust, right? They do business with people that create value. And if they happen to represent a brand, whatever that brand is, they'll work with that brand, but they're really working with that person. And so when you're working with your customer, in that instance, you're really trying to be consultative and help them figure out what to do next to get the best outcome. People trust people. So that's really what it's about. This is a people business. And I think the one thing we've got to watch out for is taking on too much technology to derail this interaction, because this is how business gets done. This is how problems get solved, is when you talk. It's not through email. It's not through voicemails. It's not through texts. It really is talking to people. And the best way to talk is to sit right in front of them and say, hey, Stokes, what can we do?